Currently, Bob and his team aboard Interloper are about 60 million miles from Earth. But even moving at almost 250,000 miles per hour, they will still need another 12 weeks to reach their observation point. The crew of 4, in the meantime, must avoid boredom and carefully marshal their finite stores.
Too bad we're not playing for money.
Like it would do us any good out here. Besides, you're only up 100 points. All right, it's your deal. Slow down, Juan. Remember, the cage needs a little time to rebalance when we move around.
Anything to report from ghost scanners?
No, clear out as far as we can see.
Tomorrow we will be spinning up from our standard 1/2 G to a full G for an hour each day. Our exercise will occur during that hour. The bigger change is that we're going to start experimenting with our 2 sleep modules. We'll start with a 3-day test, and if all goes well, we'll extend the duration in later sessions.
Remind me again, how long do they say we can stay in the boxes, sleep modules, in a single session?
In controlled medical testing, the limit seemed to be about 10 days. With our automated system, which has no trained medical personnel monitoring, 7 days is considered the longest we should attempt.
Yeah, it appears slowing our metabolic rates through an induced coma-like state. The need to consume food and eliminate body waste can be stopped for about a week.
Exactly, but I don't want to push it to that limit immediately. We'll start with 3 days, see how it goes, and what recovery time is needed after a session. Juan and Hugh will go on the prescribed diet immediately, and will go in the boxes in 48 hours.
Being the crew's first guinea pigs, could you please refer to them as sleep modules? Boxes has kind of a dark connotation.
After boosting Interloper up to speed, Atlas attempted to decelerate and return home, but a failure has left it tumbling helplessly about 6 million miles from Earth.
Computer, have we been able to communicate at all with Prime?
No, it is not possible to get a tight beam lock while we are in rotation.
And we can't power reaction wheels without enough solar energy? Which we can't get because we were tumbling too fast?
Correct.
You're not being very helpful. Do you have any undamaged systems I could use to stop our tumbling? What about auxiliary power? It seems to be keeping other ship functions going.
Auxiliary power is hardwired to life support and cannot be accessed from the bridge.
So, there is a way to power the reaction wheels with the auxiliary power?
Yes, but not from the bridge.
Show me the schematic.
Racing to save Atlas and Sandy is an untested spacecraft with a small crew which includes Paul and Carl. The spacecraft is aptly named Hope.
Captain, Paul and I are ready to power up the augmentation drive.
Okay, let's find out what this new tech can do. By the way, what should I expect?
It'll increase our thrust about 10%, so not that noticeable. But if you're watching our propellant flow, it should drop by a factor of at least 3.
All systems reporting normal. Main reactor at 58%, temperatures holding in the green. Very good. Make our dogleg out of the moon's shadow in 3 hours. I'll be in my office. Carl, you've got the bridge. How long can we stay under thrust once we alter our course to rendezvous with Atlas?
Just under an hour. We'll start our 6-hour coast just before we come out from behind the moon.
So do you think coasting for 6 hours will be enough to get us far enough out before we power back up?
Yeah, the increased distance will help. But I think being several degrees away from the moon when we power up pretty much assures our propulsion flare will be lost against the star field.
Miko. Navigation, how's our trajectory?
That's you, Paul.
Oh yeah, sorry Captain. We're in the green, right on the planned trajectory. And our velocity?
Just about 2% above predicted. About 50,000 mph.
That's strange.
What happened?
The main reactor went into safe mode. We're on battery backup. I switched us to the auxiliary reactor.
Do you know why the main reactor shut down?
Yeah, it overheated. Even now, it's cooling much slower than it should.
Isn't the system supposed to shunt the excess heat to the radiator during shutdown?
Yes, and it tried, but for some reason it couldn't. Ah, here it is. System is almost out of coolant.
Shouldn't we have gotten some kind of warning?
Probably, but the software monitors temperature, not coolant flow. And the system was keeping the temperature in the green by venting overheated coolant.
How long was it doing that?
According to the computer log, almost as soon as we brought the system online.
So why this sudden thermal runaway?
We ran low on coolant. Another 15 to 30 minutes and the system would have shut itself down.
Guess it could have been worse. My system appears to have stayed within safe parameters. What about your reactor?
I had to keep it in safe mode till the temperatures return to normal. But it will be able to come back up in low power mode. But until we fix the heat problem, drives down.
Aboard the space hotel Archimedes, they are preparing to receive about 100 recruits, forced to flee Antarctica when that base was discovered.
Did our company make it to orbit?
Yep, right on time. Appeared to match up perfectly with the decoy rocket launched from Vanity.
Very good. When should they arrive?
About 6 hours.
Everything ready? With so many coming on board all at once, what's the plan to keep us balanced?
We're bringing them down evenly on opposite sides of the wheel.
Wow. Now that's what I call a ride. Yeah, sure beats anything at Six Flags.
Looks like weightlessness has some of our crewmates looking a little pale. How are you doing?
Felt a little bit of nauseousness at first, but now feel fine. How about you?
Fine in that department, but can't quite shake this feeling of dizziness.
Our guests are lining up for docking right now. Entry should be in about a half hour.
Okay, everyone to your stations. This could be total chaos if we do not manage it carefully. We have plenty of time, so take it slow and steady.
By the way, have you checked your inbox? You just received an encrypted message.
Please be aware, a shuttle is launching today at 1300 Universal and will arrive at Archimedes about 6 hours later. Please have coffee ready, Dan.
Anything wrong?
Probably. What's our universal time right now?
Just after 1400.
Oh, great. Listen up, people. Forget what I said about slow and steady. We're on the clock. We need to get everyone on board and in their quarters within 5 hours.
Do we know how many are coming up on the shuttle?
No, but Dan gave the code phrase, which means we can expect outside visitors.
Code phrase?
Yes, having coffee ready means being ready for company.
We've got company coming in a couple of hours, so I need everyone to move to their quarters as quickly as possible. We will brief everyone as soon as we get a chance, but right now, I need to get you isolated from whoever is about to arrive.
Unfortunately, Atlas has also gained the attention of our chaperone. The Vandal agents parked in a stealthy ship at L4, monitoring all earthly communications. Has your probe arrived on target yet?
No, a few more hours.
What kind of data are we receiving?
Secure burst transmissions every 12 hours.
Any change in the object's velocity?
No acceleration of any kind, and it appears to be tumbling.
What's the probe programmed to do when it arrives?
Full spectrum scans, followed by disassembly.
How do you plan to determine if any life form was on board?
The probe will scan the debris. If there are humans, we will detect their DNA.
If it's non-human?
That would mean it's time to sound the alarm.
So what do the numbers say?
Without the efficiency benefit of the mag drive, we don't have the delta V needed to complete the mission as planned.
As planned, what does that mean?
If we extend the time frame, we can complete the mission, but it will take 2 or 3 weeks longer.
How does that work?
Going slower will require less delta V to match with Atlas. And coming back slower will allow less delta V to be needed to stop when we get back. I'm thinking it would probably be a good idea to make sure Sandy's life support can last that long. By the way, have we heard anything from her recently?
Okay, doesn't look that far. I can do this.
Oh, shit!
Well, that sucks. Thank God for tethers. Okay, I can do this. One rung at a time.
Any idea why our thermal system doesn't seem to match our computer model's prediction?
I think so. I ran a few simulations, and it appears by running at our conservative levels, we were doing a disservice to the system.
How's that?
Heat dump by the drive is nonlinear, while your reactor heat generation is closer to linear.
Which means?
As we increase drive levels, heat dump increases faster than your reactor heats up. At about 20% above what we ran at, the system is back in balance and closely matches the computer's prediction.
And we could have run at the higher level.
Yeah, but I thought I was playing it safe. And it already gave us enough additional range to do the mission.
But you would still need more coolant to bring the drive back online.
Yeah.
I've got some more bad news. Hits just keep on coming. What now? We ran several computer models on Atlas's life support, and it's possible Sandy's life support could run out in as little as 3 days. My question is, can we get there in 72 hours without the mag drive?
Yes, we can, but it will make getting home more difficult.
So what's the plan? In a half hour, we're going to begin accelerating with the primary drive. If you boys don't come up with a fix soon, sounds like we might not have enough propellant to get home before Christmas, if at all. But I won't be the one to let a crewmate suffocate.
Computer, how long till we can completely stop tumbling?
Estimate full stabilization in 43 minutes.
Will the increased power from the solar cells be able to keep us stable?
Yes, until the reaction wheels reach maximum rotational velocity.
How long do we have till that happens?
Estimate, 85 to 98 hours.
Why such a short duration?
Without functioning reaction jets, the wheels will use approximately 75% of their capacity to cancel out current rotation.
So my trip was just a waste of time?
Yet to be determined.
Explain.
The extra power generated, while we are stable, should fully charge your backup batteries.
Which buys me what?
96 more hours of life support than you had.
Just great. Computer, notify me when you get signal lock with Prime. I'm going to get some sleep.
Damn. If we only had additional coolant, we could make this happen.
You know, this sounds like it could be what happened to Atlas's drive.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Being the prototype of our system, it probably had fewer safety interlocks and just let the system melt down. I even brought some spares for the heat removal system in case that was the cause.
Too bad you didn't think of bringing more replacement coolant. I checked the inventory and we don't appear to have brought any.
That's because it's solid at room temperature and a pain to handle. So I had them preload the spare radiator I brought.
Can we remove the coolant to use it in our system?
That could be a problem. We need about 450 degrees Celsius to get it to melt. And it's toxic as hell.
Why not just swap out the 2 radiators?
See? Now that's why I bring you along. Once we get up to speed, we'll shut the system down and we'll have about a day to get back up.
Just curious. What if it takes longer?
We won't be able to slow down in time to rendezvous with Atlas.
Captain, time to slow down.
Then I guess you better turn us around. Propulsion coolant is active.
No need to slide into this, bringing propulsion up directly into full augmentation.
Monitoring temperature and coolant flow, both in the green.
Excellent. Captain, we should rendezvous with Atlas in approximately 30 minutes. Any way to let Sandy know?
As a matter of fact, there is. Made contact while you and Paul were fixing the drive. I'll notify her right now.
With our mag drive back online, we're back in the green for our return trip. But getting Atlas back might take some out-of-the-box engineering.
Uh-oh. I'm pretty sure we've got a problem.
I don't think so. Heck, if time's not an issue, we have enough Delta V to tow Atlas back if need be.
That's not the problem. We have company, and I don't think it's friendly.